Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I am excited to be here again, consecutively, and I look forward to discussing the elements of the sport of boxing and the business of boxing. Now, I know it's early for some, and it might be late for others, but we are here now. If you are joining this podcast for the first time, I want to tell you, I welcome you. If you are joining this podcast through the replay of this live, I welcome you as well. Good morning to each and every last one of you. We're going to have a fun time today. I'm so excited because when I think about boxing, when I think about the business, I get so excited because I have all of you, my boxing family, the Roll the Tape film crew members, here with me to be able to produce quality content through, they call it edutainment, through education and entertainment. I do all of this for each and every last one of you. Salute to everyone who is acknowledging me in the chat. Good morning. Jackie, I see you. Omega Red, what's up? I see you. I'm excited about this. I'm excited because it's a Sunday morning. We're live and live in color. I know that most people are not accustomed to me coming on Sunday mornings or even Saturday mornings, but there are some scheduling conflicts, and I am making my adjustments accordingly. So just hang in there with me. I will always give you all advance notice on when the podcast is dropping. So it's all good. You're here now. I'm here now. We are here now. And I salute each and every last one of you who are joining me live. You could have been anywhere else in the world today, but you took time out of your schedule and your busy day and your busy week and the upcoming busy week that you may have to come spend time here with me. And I want to tell y'all from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate that. For real. Thank y'all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for just the contributions. Thank you so much for uh, feedback that's in my comment sections, whether it be favorable or unfavorable towards me or not. It's not important. For engaging in the chat, I appreciate that. Seriously, I do. I love this whole YouTube thing. You know, I want to say this because I think this is as equally as important to what I'm about to say in a few moments after we do our town watch check-in. But the thing is that I got on YouTube, right? And I wasn't really expecting too much off of YouTube, to benefit from really, monetarily or anything like that. I just wanted to just provide the business perspective of the sport of boxing because I recognized the need for it after my interviews with YSM Sports Media. I saw the traction that his channel was getting and the feedback that his channel was getting when people were asking him to interview me again and bring me back, bring me back, bring me back. And people were, and I didn't read all the comments, of course, but I read some of the comments, and some of the comments were, hey, I didn't even know that. Hey, I learned something. I didn't even know that about the business. He broke that down very well. They were referring to me. And so I was like, you know what? If just a handful of people, learn something from the business, that satisfies me. So let me get my own YouTube channel, and maybe, those same handful of people will be able to learn more and more and more about the business and the sport of boxing that they don't know of, especially behind the scenes. And that's how we got here now. And it's been a true blessing for me, seriously. You know, um, I've said this before in other interviews, but I also said it here on my own podcast, and I'll say it again today. I have no desires to be like famous or be a celebrity or any of that. Not at all. Um, my personality, though, I do have a celebrity-like personality. I am a personality when it comes to being in front of a camera because of my experience. I'm talking about all for YouTube, y'all. So I do understand the dynamics involved with the type of person that I am. I love people. I love helping people. I love teaching people. Teaching is one of my gifts. And so just to bring all of those elements that make me who I am to YouTube has been very refreshing. And I am convinced that at least one person has learned something about the sport and the business of boxing when they've encountered this channel, including all of you in the chat, including you watching me live and in living color, and including you all that are watching the replay of this live. I want to tell you, I really, really appreciate the viewership. I appreciate the support. Um, I'm really happy. I am really happy, and a lot of things make me happy, but this is one of those things that make me happy when I can come on here and have fun with each and every last one of you. And I think I need to start saying that more to you all because, sometimes, as a content creator, uh, sometimes, and I'm not speaking for all content creators, but I mean, I'm just saying we can get into this place of, you know, gaining contributions and paying for all of the expenses that it costs a lot to really have like podcasts, and not just podcasts, even just to have a YouTube channel and publish content on a consistent basis. It takes a lot of time. It requires a lot of creativity. I know I try to make sure I'm very creative in my published content and even my lives. I want people people, when I say people, I'm talking about you all, my boxing family, to have a unique experience when you come here. I don't want you to come over to this channel and say, you know what, he sounds like such and such. You know what? This is the same format as such and such. Absolutely not. This is why one of the reasons why I changed the name to podcast. When I first started, I didn't use the word podcast, but and so I want you to enjoy a unique experience when you encounter my live content, when you encounter my published content. Let me say this too, because I think this is as equally as important. Speaking of content creator, I do not, when I want to speak on a topic, I do not listen to other content creators' perspective on that specific topic. Even if I'm on YouTube and I see a content creator or in their title say something about a specific title that I want to talk about, I will not hear it. I don't want to be influenced by anyone else's perspective. I have my own mind. I think most of you that have been watching me live thus far know uh, that I don't get swayed and influenced by people. I usually make sure, that I'm being unique, I'm being creative, and I'm sticking to the facts. And so I don't listen to other content creators on a specific topic before I talk about it. So everything you're getting in any of my content, whether it be live through a podcast broadcast or published, is fresh bread. You know what I mean? It's fresh bread. We're going to talk about that in a minute, Jackie. I'm going to get right to that because oh yeah, we're going to talk about that Adamas fight last night. Yeah, it's fresh bread for you all. And so now I might listen to a few content creators that I'm cool with, like after I render my perspective, even on the same topic. But I just want you all to know that I take this whole podcasting very seriously. And, I want you to all to have a unique experience when you engage and encounter this channel. And so I want y'all to have fresh bread when you come over here. So if I see somebody that I'm cool with, and some of you already know some of the people I'm cool with as far as content creators, you know, as far as like, when I say cool with, I mean have a relationship with them outside of YouTube. I make sure I render my perspective on my channel through live and or published content before I listen to anyone else on the particular topic. So I just wanted y'all to know, when y'all come over here, y'all getting fresh bread. And here's the great thing about it. My perspective may be similar to another content creators. And I think that's equally good too. And we might be saying the same thing, but I just want you all to know, from me, from my words to your ears, you get fresh bread over here. And I'm just saying that because, you know, there's certain things on my heart that I want to share with you all that sometimes to be able to express my appreciation to you all on a more frequent basis. So I'm using that opportunity right now. So with that being said, as the viewership is increasing exponentially, let's get on to our bread and water segment of the show, which is our what? Which is our what? You've guessed it, our Town Watch check-in. If you are joining this live broadcast for the first time, let me explain to you very briefly what Town Watch check-in means and what it represents. Town Watch check-in is very, very simple. Everyone that's participating in the chat, and if you are viewing and you're not participating in the chat, you also have the opportunity to do so. If you are watching the live broadcast through a replay version, when this broadcast is not on, you also can participate in this part of the segment of our Town Watch check-in by using the comments section, right? And I am going to respond to you when I check the comments, all right? So this is how the Town Watch check-in works. I'm going to start it off first. You all in the chat will follow. You already know that, but let me tell you how it works, and let me tell you why we do it. The Town Watch check-in works very simply. In the chat or the comments section, all you have to do is type in or insert where you are from, meaning where you were born and raised, and or where you're located now. We're talking about geographically, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew. Now, any city, any state, any island, any country, all acceptable. Why do we do that? Why did I start the Town Watch check-in? For some of you that don't know, is because I want you all to know that this channel is an all-inclusive channel. That means that it does not matter where you are from. It does not matter if we agree or disagree. It does not matter if we have similar or different perspectives. It does not matter if you like me or not. It does not matter what your gender is. All the other things does not matter. You are all included on this channel. So with that being said, because we have agreements and disagreements, right, when it comes to boxing. And a lot of times, and this could be an American culture thing, this could be a racially cultured thing, but it's all about culture. Sometimes when people disagree with people, whether they know them or not, some people disown you. So a disagreement turns into disownership. Is that dysfunctional? Absolutely. But it happens. Everything is cool until you disagree, and then you're no longer speaking again. You're no longer communicating again, right? So what I'm saying is, when we do our Town Watch check-in, we're acknowledging that we are representing different parts of the world, but we have one thing in common. All of us share one thing in common. And guess what that is? Our love for the sport of boxing. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start the Town Watch check-in off. And then everyone else in the chat, or if you're watching the replay of this live, in the comment section, please participate. I am going to publicly acknowledge that you're in the building. You're in the house. So we can get this podcast flowing. Okay, now I did too much talking. Representing DFW, Arlington, Texas, to be exact. Mansfield section, Tarrant County. I love the state of Texas, y'all. I just want y'all to know that. Residents is still there. I just want y'all to know that. By way of my hometown, Philadelphia. No, not Mississippi. No, not the Philadelphia that's in the state of Mississippi. The Philadelphia in the state of Pennsylvania. We call it Philly. That's where I'm from. I'm representing Philly and I'm representing Texas. That's just what I do. Where y'all representing? Let's talk about it. I'm going to make sure that I acknowledge each and every one of you, or at least your location, that's in the building today. Y'all ready? Okay. Detroit 313 in the building. I see you. Uh-oh. You know, every time I see my city in the chat, y'all know I always tell y'all, it's like me seeing one of my favorite cousins. Philly in the building. I see you. Beaumont, Texas is in the building. Dallas, Texas is here. Somebody else from Dallas, Texas is here. Bergen County, New Jersey is in the building. I see you. DC, representing the DMV area in the building. I see you, Jackie. Monticello, Georgia, in the building. Arizona, by way of Detroit, in the building. Mars, the red planet. I see you, Omega. Is with us today. Who else we got in here? Come on, let's check on in. Let's check on in. Brunswick, Georgia is in the house with us. Oh, yes, Dahlia, I see you. I know where you're from. Yes, Jamaica in the building. East Baltimore is here with us today. I seen Oakland, California, too. I seen that we had Oakland, California here. I seen that. I seen Oakland in here. Who else we got in here? Hampton, Virginia, in the building. Uh-oh. Y'all know Nola is here. You know Nola is in the building. You know New Orleans is here. You already know how we get down. Alexandria, Virginia, in the building. My man Rasul from Philly is here. Philly in the house. As always, Houston, Texas, H-Town, stand up. I see you. Who else we got in here? Minneapolis is here with us this morning. Oh, my goodness. Pensacola, Florida, in the building. Fort Washington, Maryland is... I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I got tongue-tied. Hold on, I got to do that right. Fort Washington, Maryland is in the building. Who else we got in here? Let's come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Y'all know how we do. We're the only channel on YouTube that I know of that do Town Watch check-ins. See, I want to make sure you enjoy what? A unique experience when you contact this channel. That's what I'm talking about. Who else we got in here? Who else? Who else? Who else we got in here? I said New Orleans is in the building, but it don't stop there. We got Baton Rouge, Louisiana is in the building as well. Hyattsville, Maryland is in the building. Cleveland 216 is here with us today. Uh-oh, you know I got to stop my show when I see family. Mike Harrison is in the building. Maryville, Indiana is here with us today. Absolutely. Come on and let's check on in. Let's check on in. Southeast DC is with us today. Who else we got in here? Who else we got in here? Cincinnati is in the building. Yes, indeed. Sarasota, Florida, via Detroit, is here with us. Come on, Omega. I knew you was going to say you was that. I knew where you was going. I knew you was going to say South Kakalaki is here. South Carolina's finest is in the building. Y'all hear that? Hold on, let me see something. You notice one thing about the wind? You can't see it when it blows, but you can see the effects, right? You can hear the wind, though, and you can feel it, but you just can't see it. But I tell you, I see the Windy City in the building. Chicago is here with us. Absolutely. Sin City, Ohio is here. Who else we got? I don't want to miss nobody. I don't want to miss nobody. Oklahoma is in the building. Who else we got in here? Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Let's check on in. Yes, sir. As the viewership. Oh man, I love when the viewership is increasing. I do. I really, really do. And I see you. Big Doses in the building. I see you. Capitol Heights, Maryland is here with us. Bridgeport, Connecticut is here. Come on, y'all. We're going to have a good morning today. Baltimore is in the building. Dallas, Texas. I see family in the building. Aaron Muhammad is here. I got family in the building with us. Dallas, Texas is in the building. The Queen City, home of the Bengals. That means y'all know home of the Bengals, right? Cincinnati, back in the building with us again. Who else we got in here? Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Virginia Beach, Virginia is here with us today. Let's check on in. Who else we got in here? Yes, Memphis, Tennessee is here with us. Baltimore is here with us. Man, we got people from the East Coast. We got people from down south, the Midwest. We got people, oh man, and I was just about to say the West, and I'm glad I waited because now San Diego, California, West Side is in the building. I seen somebody say they was from Jersey. DC Jeroy, my guy, family in the building, all the way from DC. I see you. I seen somebody say something about Jersey. Did I say Jersey? I probably did. I'm gonna go scroll back up because I don't want to miss nobody. Okay, Greensboro, North Carolina is here. I knew I seen Jersey somewhere. Trenton, New Jersey. I was just over there a couple days ago. Trenton, New Jersey is in the house. Who else we got in here? Come on, Big Dose. I know that. I know that's right, Big Dose. Bond Hill, representing Bond Hill in the building. Who else we got in here? Let's check on in. We only got a few more moments as the viewership is increasing. Come on, let's check on in, y'all. This is the bread and water segment of the show. Come on and check on in. Who else we got in here? Who else we got in here? Can I get one more? I hope I don't. I just want to make sure I don't miss nobody. Can I get one more? One more before we move on. One more. One more. One more. One more. One more. I don't want to miss nobody. One more. Can I get one more? Can we get one more check-in? Just one more. Man, we got all the family in here today. All the families here. Can I get one more? One more check-in. One more check-in. Jacksonville, Florida. Duval County is here. Let's go. We got our one more. We got our one more. Ooh, I did a lot of business in Rochester, New York. Rochester, New York is in the building. I didn't realize how far Rochester, New York was till I was over there handling some business over in Rochester, New York. Los Angeles is with us in the building. Corpus Christi, Texas is here. I just want to make sure I ain't miss nobody. I see you. Come on, let's go. No, that's right. Man, I love when my family come in the chat. I call y'all the Road to Take Film Crew membership. Yes, indeed. Viewership is on fire right now. Absolutely. All right now. Houston, Texas is in the building. I see you. And here's the great thing, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Road to Take Film Crew. Here's the great thing about this Townwide check-in. Just because we're about to move on to another segment of the podcast, it does not mean that you can't check in. Long Beach, California is in the house. And that's my point. You see what I'm about to say? So if we move on to another segment of the show, right? If you just joining us live, or you just came in, or you didn't get a chance or an opportunity to type in your check-in, you can still do that in the middle of the show. If I see it in the chat, I'm still going to acknowledge it. Fair enough? All right. Now that we got everybody here, come on and y'all have a seat. You know you don't got to ring no doorbell when you come in. If you like the content, right? I respect it. I thank you. Please click the like button. It's not mandatory now. I'm not going to force you. And listen. If you like the content, if you like the segment of the show, during any type of segment that we do here, just click the like button. Let me tell you what that does. Salute South Philly in the building. Hampton, Virginia is here. I see you. Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida is in the building. Let me tell you what that does. that allows the content, that education we talked about, and that entertainment that you are receiving live in living color right now, what that does, it allows all of that, right, through the content to be pushed out and reverberate all around the world. But I'm not going to force you and make you feel like every time you come on in here, you got to like. No, 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 no. Like it when you like it. Because some people don't be liking it. You know what I mean? And that's okay too. I welcome each and every last one of you. So that was our Town Watch check-in portion of our podcast. We're going to have a great time talking about the sport and the business of boxing. East St. Louis is in the building. I see you. I have to say this because family is here with us. And when I say family, I'm talking about each and every. Oh, Hampton, Virginia is in the house. Each and every last one of you. I have to say this. Family is here. You know, if you don't know, you're going to know right now. Every chance I get, I got to show my face on this, y'all. I'm very genuine. Everybody that knows me know I'm very genuine. And I'm a gentleman in everything I do. I'm saying that gentleman part because I see ladies in the chat. And I know there's ladies viewing all around the world. And I want to say something to the ladies right now. Hold on, I got to show my face. I got to show my face. You know, I show face. I got to show my face. Ladies, if you're watching, there's a public service announcement to all the ladies. If you are viewing this channel live or even the replay of this live, I want to tell you, I really appreciate your support on this channel. When I look at the demographic in the back office, I see that the viewership of females are increasing. And I want to tell you that I appreciate your viewership. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you engaging in the chat. I appreciate that you all, and I'm including all the women, live and live in color right now, that you all maintain a certain level of maturity in the chat. I want to tell you how that does my heart so well, because there are men, unfortunately, that haven't overcome some adversities or traumas in their lives, unfortunately, and they have entered into not just this panel on my channel, but other panels on other people's channels as well, and have gotten too emotional. They've displayed a lot of, emotional responses that might be distasteful to you as a woman. But just the way that you are, women who are naturally emotional, have conducted yourselves in the chat and in the comment section on my channel, I want to tell you, I really respect y'all and I appreciate your viewership. And I just want to say that because every segment of every podcast that I do live, I always make sure I stop my show, no matter what day it is, to make sure I salute and welcome all of the ladies watching all around the world. And of course, my personality helps. You know what I mean? So that helps too, me just being who I am. What you see on YouTube is really who I am outside of YouTube. I'm a genuine guy. I'm a gentleman in everything I do. Even if I have to get gangster, I'm still a gentleman. And that's very rare. But my point is that I want to make sure that all the women, all the ladies that's watching, learn something about the sport and the business of boxing. And also to make sure that you hear it from my mouth to your ears through human interaction, that I really appreciate your support and your engagement in the chat. And even if you don't engage in the chat, just your support on the channel, your contributions, everything, I want to tell you all, I really appreciate it. That's all. That's the message. That's the PSA to all of the ladies out there watching all around the world. I respect you all and I thank you so much. Had to say that because that was important. Now, to each and every last one of you, including the ladies, let me tell you all that I appreciate your viewership as well. Because, and we've done this several times on this show, where the milestones that I receive, I always make sure I let you all know, and I also share my appreciation to each and every last one of you. So with that being said, I want to say thank you all for your viewership. Does not matter if you agree or disagree with me. Does not matter if you like me or if you don't like me. It don't matter if you clicked on some of the content because some of the content was controversial. It doesn't matter what your reason of viewing. The bottom line is that we've reached a milestone on this channel. Now, every one of you that's been here before know that I started this YouTube channel in October of 2022. That's the first time I published anything on this particular channel when it comes to boxing. So technically, what is that, about 7 months? I've been on YouTube 7 months and officially a content creator for the last 4 out of those 7 months. And we've reached another milestone. So overall, the content has generated 600,000 views. And it's all because of you. So I want to say thank you all very, very much for your support, for your viewership, for your contributions to the channel, just for being who you are. And I hope each and every last one of you learned something about the sport and the business of boxing that you did not know prior to encountering this channel. But this accomplishment is not just for me. It's really because of you all. And I know that might not be a lot for some content creators because they may do much better with their viewership, with their subscribers and all that great stuff. And that's great for them. But this is a milestone for me. I am not competing with anybody else's channel and what they do. Like I said, I want you all to enjoy a unique experience here. So I thank each and every last one of you because this milestone has a lot to do with you and your viewership. So I just wanted to let everybody else know that's here with us live and watching the replay of this live that is all because of your viewership that we have a total of 600,000 views on the platform, all the way from ATL. I see you. So I want to say thank you very, very much. Now that we got that out the way, we're going to talk about Canelo Alvarez taking on Jermall Charlo. But before we do that, I want to talk about the fight that happened last night. And don't forget, let me say this too right at the beginning. We're also going to be having a small segment of at least two, just two. It's Sunday, just two, just two. I don't ask for much, just two. Y'all know I like making y'all laugh. Just two Terrence Bud Crawford fans to come join us live, unscripted, on the podcast. That's later on in the segment. I just wanted y'all to know what we're going to be dealing with today. But before we get into all of that, I have to render my verdict on the fight between Julian Williams. It's an interim WBC interim championship fight. I believe it was in the 160-pound division, middleweight division, between between J-Rock, Julian Williams. He's from my hometown. Everybody knows he's from Philly. Julian Williams and Carlos Adames. People were asking me about the stoppage from last night all the way to right now today. Before I can get into what I think about the stoppage, the referee, when I say the stoppage, that fight, it was relatively a good fight. Both of those guys gave their all last night. They did. I mean, they was banging it out. There were times where they were, in the phone booth, close quarters, as if, their shoelaces was tied to each other and they was standing right there. And there were times, especially in the beginning, where J-Rock was, using boxing ability, boxing on the outside. That quickly changed though after round 2 or 3. So, my thing is, that fight was a really good fight. It was a really, really good fight overall. I do have some concerns. I definitely have some concerns. Um, because if you look at Julian J. Rock Williams, his last, I want to say, 4 out of his last 5 fights, he's been in the ring with heavy-handed fighters. We got to talk. We got to talk about it now. 4 out of his last 5 fights, he's been in there competing against guys who can punch, and we've seen the results in those fights. And I'm talking about the fights that he lost. I think he lost what, 4? He got 4 losses on his record, and I believe 3 or 4 of them, 3 of them probably out of 4 is by way of TKO or knockout, TKO rather. And I'm concerned about that. He's 33 years old. He has made some great and wise decisions, business-wise, outside of the sport of boxing. I'm not saying he should retire, but I'm saying that he should consider retiring soon. I'm not saying he should retire. Hear me good. I'm not saying he should retire after last night, but I think he should consider it soon. He's 33 years old. To my knowledge, he still has all his faculties. I seen him about a year ago at a fight, and we shook hands and we busted up. To me, he still has all his faculties. I would hate to see a fighter get badly hurt, where when years progress, you hear the effects of them taking punches to the head a lot, especially in their speech. And CTE is a real thing in contact sports. And we've seen other boxers, Shane Mosley. You listen to him talk now. Pull up, not now, but pull up a clip on YouTube of Shane Mosley's any recent interview within the last year or a few months, and you will hear the way that Shane Mosley talks. Riddick Bowe, Meldrick Taylor. I can go on and on and on with the names, but I'm just saying, I would hate to see fighters, James Toney, I would hate to see fighters take that much punishment, especially in J-Rock's position, where 4 out of his last fights have been with, power punchers. Let me stop this for 1 second. Yar Breezy, you said get to the point. I talk too much. Yar Breezy, you only came here because I'm talking. We don't do magic tricks on the show, Yar Breezy. So you're here because I'm talking. And I am getting to a point. And if you've been here before, which I believe you have, I like laying foundations before I get to a point, because it's all about painting an entire picture and not being biased or one-sided. Okay? And I appreciate your viewership, because you was a part of the 600,000. I appreciate you, Yar Breezy. Now back to my regularly scheduled program. I just want J-Rock to evaluate his career so that he won't take unnecessary punishment, because boxing is a very brutal sport, and you already know that. You everybody that's watching me live and the replay is live, y'all know how brutal the sport is. And so when I see a fighter that still has all of his or her faculties, and they made investments outside of the sport of boxing, and they're taking unnecessary punishment, yes, I will always say I will consider evaluating their career and possibly retiring. And I'm only saying that because we've seen this movie happen time and time and time again with J-Rock. And, the bottom line is that Carlos Adames was working the body throughout the whole fight. You watch that fight, you'll see, especially when they was in the phone booth, when they were in close quarters. He was digging to the body. He was digging to the body. Good punch placement. He was digging to the body. And I believe going down the stretch, it was starting to have a mental effect on J-Rock. And not only that, but he kept his head on the line, backing up. And he kept getting caught the same shot over and over. Even when Adames was pawing the jab out there. He was landing it, but he was pawing it so that he can shoot with the cross. Bow! Straight down the middle. And it was landing. J-Rock was fighting back, though. He definitely was not quitting. And that's one thing we love about J-Rock. He's not going to quit. He's going to fight to the death. I hate to use the word death in boxing, but let me use something else. He'll fight to the very end. He will endure to the end. And last night, from a judge's perspective. Now remember, if you don't know this, I'm going to share this with you. Most of you know this. I am trained as a referee and a judge, right? And every referee that you see professionally, every judge you see professionally, every fighter you see competing professionally, all came through USA Boxing, the worldwide amateur program, right? So as a judge and referee, to me, J-Rock was taking too many unnecessary punches because he was defenseless. See, that's the part that most people may not. ATL in the building, I see you. Some people may not basically include that in the element of deciding whether a fight should be stopped or not. Is the fighter taking unnecessary punches and being defenseless? And both of those questions end with the same answer, yes. Now, at the time of the stoppage, which is where the controversy for some people is brewing, the timing of the stoppage, I probably would have waited just a few seconds later from that point because J-Rock was fighting back. But another school of thought, if I was going to stop the fight as a referee, was a few seconds before that stoppage happened because J-Rock was taking unnecessary punches then. I think it would have been a little bit more fairer. Is fairer a word? Okay. It would have been more fair for J-Rock. Before the stoppage actually occurred, where the referee could have stepped in and stopped it. I'm just talking about from my professional and my training, from experience. I would have stopped it a few moments before the referee actually stopped it because there were clean, effective punches being landed on J-Rock and he was defenseless. Now, stopping it a few seconds or moments after the actual time of the stoppage occurred, J-Rock was fighting back. But remember, in the mind of a referee, the more likely thing for the referee to do is to stop it either at the point where the referee stopped it, which was controversial, and a few moments before that, where J-Rock was defenseless, he was not fighting back, and he was taking too many clean, effective, unnecessary punches. So for me, the controversy is not because he stopped the fight. It's because he stopped it at that moment. For me, my perspective. as the viewership is increasing exponentially. It's because the referee stopped it at that particular point. If he would have stopped it a few moments before that, cool. If he would have stopped it a few moments after the actual time of the stoppage, that's cool too, because J-Rock was fighting back. Now remember, the referee does not have a clock that they're watching to see how many seconds or how many minutes is left in the round before a fighter can go to the rest period. That's not, no. What I'm saying to you all is the referee makes the final call because the referee is the third man or woman in charge. And people say that the judges have the best seat in the house. And I am here to tell you, as a judge, that is not true. The referee has the best seat in the house. I mean, you can be watching a fight on TV and it look like a punch is landing on a fighter, right? But the referee can see if the punch was blocked, right? Or a fighter throws a wide hook on TV. It may look like that fighter made contact with the hook, but in all actuality, the fighter may have pulled back just a few seconds, but it turned their head, right? Like this. It looked like a fighter landed that hook, but the opponent, right, moved their head to the side to dodge the hook, right? And it looked like on TV the punch landed, but the referee has the best seat in the house and they can see punches landing clean. Not just in one round. I'm talking about throughout the duration of an entire fight, whether it be 4, 6, 8, 10, or 12 rounds. So the referee was watching, look at the referee's position too. And I actually had a referee that I interviewed months ago here on this channel, and you all learned this. But the point I'm making is when a fighter is taking too many clean punches, what the referee will do, especially when they're trying to get into position to, stop the fight, the referee will move in closer, right? As the referee was doing last night in that fight. And so when you look at the referee moving in closer, it's only a matter of time where the referee's going to wave the fight off. And so you got to understand it from the referee's perspective, though it is controversial. Understand that the referee was watching punches, effective punches, being landed on the body and to the head in the scoring zone of J-Rock, not just in that particular round that he stopped the fight, but from round 1 all the way up to the time of the stoppage. And that's what the referee is evaluating. Let me get these super chats real quick. Mr. AMG, salute to you, Mr. AMG. Thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel. Mr. AMG says, salute, Manager Marty. Thank you so much. The luxurious brand of, y'all know I can't pronounce, the luxurious brand. That's what we're going to say. I don't have my glasses on either. And so I don't want to squint trying to read that. And I don't want to mispronounce it either. So the luxurious brand, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. The luxurious brand says, salute my Philly native. I missed the fight, but J-Rock definitely faced some power punchers. Yes, our heart won't let us stop, but we have to accept our ending. That is very, very true, the luxurious brand. And I appreciate your contribution and support again. Absolutely, my fellow Philly native. I agree. And that's basically what I was saying. Like I said, I think J-Rock has to evaluate his career. Because like I said, 4 out of his last 5 fights, he's been in the ring with power punchers. Now, I'm sure as he's, entering into the latter stage of his career, with him having heart, he would want to continue and he would want to redeem himself. And I'm not the one to rob any fighter of redeeming themselves. But with the climate of what happens to fighters when their career's all over, and I'm talking about physically now, I'm talking about emotionally now, I'm talking about mentally now, it's not really worth, whatever reward, which is usually money, that he can benefit from if he can't talk straight, if he can't use all of his faculties. Jermaine Taylor, right? Y'all remember Jermaine Taylor? Good fighter, former undisputed middleweight champion of the world. After he lost in dramatic knockout fashion to one of my guys, Kelly Pavlik from Youngstown, Ohio. After that, Jermaine Taylor has not been the same. And every time he got knocked down, he suffered some effects. And his mental health was affected. Riddick Bowe, his mental health was affected by it as well. You know what I mean? Because there were some personality changes. I'm not a medical physician, but I'm just saying, just listening to Margaret Goodman. She used to be the ringside physician for the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and she's in charge of VADA testing now. Most of you might not even know who I'm talking about. Margaret Goodman is a really good woman, Dr. Margaret Goodman. But my point is saying that is to say she did a great job on numerous occasions explaining the effects of brain damage to fighters and stuff like that. So I'm saying all that to say that my heart goes out to J-Rock, and I really don't want him to suffer from those effects if he can maintain a level of responsibility of retiring and backing out. I mean, he's still a world champion, and he's still our champion here in Philadelphia, and we salute J-Rock. Last night he took a lot of punishment to the body and to the head. And I know the stoppage was controversial, but at the same time, you live to fight another day. I would have stopped the fight as a referee a few moments before the actual stoppage because he was defenseless and he was taking too many clean, effective, and unnecessary punches. And I believe he probably was losing on the scorecards, which meant that he would probably need a knockout to actually win. I know that my guy from my city, his trainer, Breadman, my guy, and he was on this channel as well. He provided us an interview on this channel as well. My guy from Philly, Breadman, good trainer. I know he was yelling at the referee last night. I think because he saw J-Rock kind of coming back and landing some punches, and he was blocking too. J-Rock was defensively responsible a little bit at the time of the stoppage, but at the same time, the referee is looking at the entire duration of the fight. And Breadman, he was a little tee off. He was ticked off last night. But the fighter live to fight another day. You know what I mean? And so, that's my take on it. I believe it was controversial only because of the timing of the stoppage. But I knew the stoppage was going to happen. I knew it. I already knew that they was going to stop it. I knew they was going to stop it. I knew the referee was going to eventually stop the fight because he was defenseless. J-Rock was too defenseless. And that's one of the main reasons why the referees will, stop the fight. And I wanted to just render that real quick. Salute to Jackie. She was in the chat and she had brought that up. I was going to talk about it anyway, but she kind of beat me to the punch. So nobody knew I was going to talk about that last night, that fight from last night. So you live to fight another day. And he has some good investments outside of the sport of boxing. And I want him to be able to enjoy those investments and be able to have all of his faculties. Because like I said before, 4 out of his last fights, I keep saying that, forgetting the fight. 4 out of 5 of J-Rock's last fights were against power punchers. And it ended with him, being TKO'd or knocked out. You know what I mean? So I wanted to just put that out there because I know people were expecting me to render a verdict on the controversial stoppage, from last night. We have to talk about this fight coming up. Canelo Alvarez, as we know, I spoke on it yesterday and I'll speak on it again for our new viewership, signed a multi-fight deal with PBC. Now, some people are saying it's a 3-fight deal. Some people are just saying multi-fight. Bottom line is more than one fight. I've also heard that it was worth $100 million, that multi-fight deal. Don't know how true it is, but bottom line is we already know Canelo going to make that bread. Let me reframe that. We already know Canelo does make that bread. In fact, I believe he's number one in pay-per-view sales. Obviously, he has a whole country behind him. But the bottom line is that it's reported that he's going to fight in his first fight with the PBC with Jermall Charlo. I want to play something for you all real quick, and then I want to air fry on it. This is Jermall Charlo. About a week and a half ago, he was on a FaceTime with Demetrius Andrade. And they were talking about fighting each other. And I want y'all to hear Jermall Charlo initiate the weight clause in their dialogue. You know what, I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
Let's go to 65. I could do 65. Sounds reasonable. 65, like no weight division. We can do 10 rounds. You want to do 10 rounds? Yeah. I bet that can't fuck with me in 10 rounds.
All right. Y'all heard that, right? Did y'all hear that? That was Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo says, let's fight at a catchweight at 165 pounds. And let's fight for 10 rounds. That's him and Demetrius Andrade. They were on a FaceTime talking about fighting each other. Before I air fry on that, though, Carl Brown, thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel. Carl Brown says, salute, Marty. What is the viewership doing? Carl Brown, I got to tell you, and I got to tell each and every last one of you that the viewership is increasing exponentially. So people are telling me in the chat that that's actually Jermall in the picture. Well, all I did was Google Jermall Charlo, and some of the pictures of Jermall Charlo came up, and this was one of them. So maybe it said Jermall, but maybe that is Jermall. But here's the thing: y'all know they twins, right? So even if this is Jermall and I got it wrong through Google, bottom line is they look alike anyway. They twins. So we're gonna roll with this picture, and hey, it's Jermall for right now. Might be Jermall. I'm not sure. All I know is Google, when they put up pictures of Jermall for me to get these images, that they said that was Jermall. So we going with it. They're identical twins. So we going with it. So if I got it wrong, I apologize. But hey, I got this off of the images. All you Google somebody, all the images come up. So I think that's Jermall because that's what Google put me on to. Well, that wasn't Google. I don't know what it was, but I did Google it. But y'all get the point. I ain't gonna go back and forth with that. But we're gonna go with the picture being Jermall's for now. So before I cook on that, because I think that's going to be important with this fight regarding Canelo Alvarez and Jermall Charlo, the fact that Jermall initiated to Demetrius Andrade, let's fight at a catchweight. Before I get to that, we're at the point of the segment. Nip it in the bud. Now, if you're just joining us live for the first time, or if you haven't been here in a while, this is the segment that I personally have designated called Nip It in the Bud. Of course, I love wordplay, so it's a play on words, where we have Terrence Bud Crawford fans who will join us live. This is unscripted. I don't know who's going to join. I never do. It's not rehearsed. Terrence Bud Crawford fans will join us live, unscripted. Will the fan of Crawford will have an opportunity to speak their piece, ask me a question, say something to me, or even respond to the topic that I'm going to bring up regarding Terrence Bud Crawford, or a combination of all three. So, what I usually do, if you're just joining us so that we all can be on the same page, what I usually do is that I send the link and put the link in the chat. And all you got to do as a Terrence Bud Crawford fan is click on the link. And I have to say this because people may not want to be live with their face on video. And I'm cool with that. As long as when you come on, just turn your camera on in the background where nobody else can see you but me, so that I can know that you're not a troll and we're going to get some human interaction. Then when I add you to the live broadcast, you can turn your camera off if you want. You can show your face or you can turn your camera off. It is up to you. But we are at the point. Link is in the chat. I just flew the kite out there. Terrence Bud Crawford fan, come on up. I'll take 2 of you or 3 of you. It doesn't matter. We need answers. You want to give us your perspective of Crawford. I'm going to put a topic out there. Let's talk. Let's have a healthy dialogue. Link is in the chat. And let's talk about it. Now, the question on the floor for Terrence Bud Crawford fan, should Crawford get credit for beating Errol Spence? That's the question. Should Crawford get credit for beating Errol Spence? That's the question. The link is in the chat. Let me try to see if I can pin it to the top because yesterday it was giving me some problems. Pinning it to the chat. Let's see if we can pin this thing to the chat. So that's for any Terrence Bud Crawford fan. If you're live watching us, if you're in the chat, or even if you are not engaged in the chat and you want to come on, this segment is designated and dedicated to you. Come on up. I don't know why they keep giving me a hard time pinning this link to the chat. Well, anyway, the link is there. I'm going to fly it in the kite again. My word's been messed up all day today, y'all. I don't know why I'm discombobulated. I'm going to fly the kite in the chat again. And I have to do it periodically since I don't know why YouTube is giving me a hard way to go with pinning this to the top. So there's the link. The link is there. This is our Nip It in the Bud segment for any Terrence Bud Crawford fan. The question is, should Crawford get credit for beating Errol Spence? That's the question on the floor today. We're not going to try to wait a whole half an hour for you all. Most Terrence Bud Crawford fans that view this channel know what this segment is about. so it's not like I have to keep belaboring the point. I see Terrence's best videos. He is in the background. Some of you know who Terrence's best videos is. He is an avid Terrence Bud Crawford fan. I am going to introduce him to the live broadcast in just 1 second. Give me 1 second, Terrence best videos. So we got Terrence best videos. He's in the background. Just because Terrence best videos is about to come on does not mean that other Terrence Bud Crawford fans or supporters are not allowed to join in. The link is still in the chat. Come on up. I'm gonna send the link out there again because I have to do this periodically. YouTube is not allowing me for some reason to pin it to the top. So I want to make sure that you all have opportunity because the thing about it is, Terrence Bud Crawford fans are very active in the chat. Not today, but just in general. Very active in my comment section. Very active in other people's comment section when I'm on their channel or platform, panel, and or interview. So now I created a whole segment. Give everybody opportunity to speak your piece. Hold on, let me make sure I get Terrence's best video. Oh, somebody saying my vocals is, oh, my audio messing up. Whoa, the audio, my audio. Hold on, y'all, hold on. Testing 1, 2, I'm back. Is my audio still choppy now, y'all? I just refreshed the whole situation. Is my audio still? Let me see some. Salute to my day one supporter, my family on YouTube, Matthew Thomas. Always a pleasure to see you, my brother. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Matthew Thomas says, morning, sir. Class is in section. Thank you so much, Matthew Thomas. And thank you all in the chat for telling me about my audio. We are here live in living color on the Nip It in the Bud segment. We have Terrence's best videos in the background. And we are excited that Bud Crawford fan has come on the platform so we can have a healthy dialogue about Terrence Bud Crawford. The question is, should Crawford get credit for beating Spence? And we're going to talk about some more Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Terrence's best videos, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Always a pleasure to see you, sir. And I'm always glad that you has the courage. You have the courage not just to come on this platform, but any platform that speak their perspective on Terrence Bud Crawford. You are an avid Terrence Bud Crawford fan, correct?
Yeah, I'm a Crawford fan, but I mean, I still keep it in perspective. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, you do, and that's one of the reasons why I respect you. Before I ask you the question the question on the floor about Crawford today, I have a question for you because I think you were trying to get onto the platform. Was that last Friday when I was on?
Oh yeah, it was a me and Brown, some guy named Brown. Yeah, we never got on though.
Yeah, and I told you that the next time I did the podcast, which was yesterday, since then, I would let you on. So I'm glad that you're able to come on. The time was eluding us. And I know how it is, if I add like 7, 8 people onto the broadcast, and I think at that time I had more than about 4 or 5. I knew that the time would elude us. We were already at 4 hours at that point. But anyway, what was your verdict? I want to hear your perspective if you remember what you were going to say on the last broadcast about Crawford.
Shit, that's not. I don't
You don't remember?
remember.
Okay, no, it's cool.
Yeah, I don't even remember Marty. Yeah, I don't even remember. But
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I give you an
I'm that
opportunity.
grown. Yeah. I forgot about what that was about.
Yeah, I just wanted to give
Um,
you an opportunity. Go ahead, I'm listening to you.
I don't know. I'm saying back. That's all I gotta say. I don't remember. Sure, if someone said something, I'll remember. But I don't. At this point, Marty, I don't. I would have to go. I would have to actually go back to your tape, and then I'll know what it was about.
I got
But
you,
I
no
don't
problem.
remember right now.
I got you, no problem. So I had a question for you though. Errol
Yeah.
Spence has oh, we lost Terrence Best videos. I'm sure he'll be back. I don't know what happened, but I was just about to ask him a good question about Spence. He'll be back though. But while we waiting on him though, it's not over. I'm sure there's one more Terrence Bud Crawford fan that's watching us live and probably even in the chat. Come on up. This segment is for you. DC Jeroy, my guy, all the way from DC. That's family, y'all. Boxing family. My man DC Jeroy, salute. Thank you for your contribution to the channel and your support. DC Jeroy says, Brother Marty, you know what I say. You're getting ready to cook. So here's something towards the grocery bill. Anyone in here plan to enjoy the meal need to chip in and not eat for free. Salute. Thank you very much, DC Jeroy, and I hope the viewership take your words very kindly because I appreciate that, and you are absolutely correct. Thank you for your support, as always, DC. We have Terrence Best Videos is back, and we also have another guy who came onto the platform before. He's known as G-Man, and I'm going to bring both of these guys on because I know that they provide good perspectives when it comes to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Best Videos, are you there?
Yeah, my stupid phone. But yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to joke with you, Terrence, because I always joke with Bud Crawford fans when their phone messed up. That Boost Mobile. You got to get rid of that Boost Mobile. See, you that Boost Mobile, it ain't gonna work in 2024, bro. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah,
All
right.
right. G-Man, can you hear me, brother?
Salute, salute. And by the way, I got Cricket Wireless. I don't have Boost. Just want to make,
I
just
know.
want to put
Now
that
you
out there. All right.
now
I did
you
mention
told
that.
me, yes, I recall when your phone was messing up, and I told you about that Boo Mobile, and you did tell me you had cricket. I respect it, brother. It's all good. Now, G-Man, I noticed something different about your name. It says G-Man, but underneath it says Bud Fan. You didn't have that before.
Yeah, I want to classify myself as a Bud fan before I came on this show because you specifically called out Bud fans like 2 minutes ago. So that's why I came in under that.
Well, here's the thing, G-Man, and I'm sure you've known this. You've been on this platform viewing for a while. You know the name of this segment is called Nip It in the Bud. So I have to identify everyone that comes up as a Terrence Bud Crawford fan. You know what I mean? Great. So I had a question for Terrence Best Videos and G-Man. I can ask both of you collectively, and I'll get both of your perspective. You both are aware that Errol Spence Jr. Involved in a major car accident in October of 2018 or 19?
19, I think 19.
A couple years
Yes,
ago, right?
yes,
And he fought
yes,
Danny Garcia in 2020, right?
yes. I'm aware. I'm
Y'all
aware.
aware that he was in a major car accident, right?
Yes,
Yep,
yes, I'm aware.
All right. You both
we're
are
aware.
aware, okay? You both are aware that that car accident was contributed by his excessive drinking of alcohol, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, from what I know.
I see. Spence has been widely criticized by several different Bud fans, including some Bud fans who are content creators, that say that he really is damaged. We had a guy named Gregory Quarterbaum. He posted a super chat yesterday, and he actually said that Spence is a damaged fighter because he's been involved in multiple accidents, including the one that you both just acknowledged. And on top of that, he has a drinking issue, alcoholic problem. What's your take on that, Terrence Best Videos? And then I'll go to you, G Man.
Okay, so when you say what's my take on that in
What's your
terms of
what,
what, you got to
what's your
give me more. Oh, you got to be specific. Just the fact that he has an alcohol problem, or how is it
no
relating
that
to the fight? I mean, you gotta
yeah,
like,
I,
yeah.
I
Is that
got you.
what you're saying?
I got
Okay.
you. I got
hmm
you. So as a Crawford fan, what is your
hmm
take on Errol Spence being a damaged fighter, by him being involved in an accident, well, at least two accidents, but we know one of them was very egregious, which y'all both acknowledge, and his alcoholic issue, him being a damaged fighter because of those two elements in his life, and his experiences. As a
Okay.
Crawford fan, what's your take on that?
As it relates to
Here,
the fight, or just
Yes,
here,
yes, yes.
okay, as it
As it
relating to
relates
the
to him fighting,
okay,
as it relates to him fighting
and
Crawford.
okay, and here's my thing. Here's what I say. Bud Crawford, last time I checked, wasn't behind the wheel. He didn't give Spence any alcohol, so that has nothing to do with Bud Crawford whatsoever. It was Arrow's choice to live the life he wanted to live. So I'm not taking anything about away from Bud Crawford when he beats Errol Spence. That's Spence's problem. I'm considering him as the best he could be, and that's it. So I really don't care about those car accidents or what. I'm not saying he's a damaged fighter. I could care if he is. That's his problem. But Bud Crawford should get the same credit as if he was did not get into a car accident. Because again, Bud had nothing to do with that, and whether he drank or not, Bud has nothing to do with that. I'm giving him full credit for a victory, July 29th. Now I already know. We already know you guys aren't. But we knew that because whenever he wins a fight, none of you guys give him credit. So of course it'd be. I'm expecting the Spence fans to start bitching and bemoaning. Oh, he was. Oh, he wasn't. I already know that's going to happen. He's not going to get credit from you guys. So he'll never get credit from Arrow's fans for anything. So who cares? I don't care. I'm giving him full credit.
Okay, got you. G Man, same question that I posed to Terrence Best Videos.
yep.
Um, the car accident, Spence having a drinking issue or alcoholic problem. Uh, People may say that he's a damaged fighter. Most Bud Crawford fans say he is a damaged fighter because of those experiences and him having a drinking problem. How would this affect the fight with him and Crawford? You're a Bud fan. What's your perspective on that?
Okay. First of all, respectfully, I don't fall into the most Bud fans think he's damaged, right? Because Errol Spence has come out and he's performed against fighters like Danny Garcia after getting into a car accident, and he's performed even with long layoffs very well and won championship belts. So I don't even consider that as a huge factor. We know Spence is going to come ready. He's going to bring the smoke no matter how long of a layoff he has, and that's my perspective on that. I'm not looking into it too much.
Okay. So then let me spin the question to both of you this way. If either one of you are not looking at none of the effects that Spence experienced or him having a drinking problem, um, will you all give Spence credit if he beats Crawford?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Let me
I'll
tell
be
you
the first
something.
one to jump on your channel and we give him credit.
Say that again, G Man.
I'll be the first one to jump on your channel July 30th, and we're gonna give you credit and we gonna smoke that bud too.
No problem.
on your
Terrence,
channel.
My uh, my answer.
yes, sir.
Listen, bro. If Errol Spence beats Crawford, bro, I'm rolling out the red carpet for that man and saying, "God damn, Earl, I was all wrong about Earl. Everything
There
I
you go.
thought about this man, I was fucking wrong. The wrongest I've ever been in my life. If he can beat Bud Crawford, I'm giving him 100% credit, and I'm putting him up in the top welterweights of all time. That's how if he can beat Crawford, that's how big I think that'd be for Earl because I don't give him any shot. So yeah, if he beats Earl, I mean if he beats Terrence, yo, I'm giving him all the credit. Nothing you won't hear anything but praise from now on from me from Earl for Earl.
Same here.
That's how I'm looking at him beating Bud Crawford.
I got you. Terrence Best Videos, I have a question for you. You just said that you won't give Spence, you're not giving him not a shot to beat Crawford?
I don't. I don't,
What?
bro. And
Can you?
y'all keep saying it. People say it's 50-50. Bro, I have been analyzing this fight for about 3 or 4 years now. I don't see any 50-50 whatsoever. I don't see it at all. I'm just telling you, I don't see any 50-50. I
All
don't
right,
give
so
him a shot of beating Bud. I'm just telling you. From the
so
way I analyze the fight, I mean, it'll take a lucky punch, which I just don't think's going to come. I think he's not going to get the lucky punch. He said it's going to be a one-sided ass whooping. That's how I see it as well. But for Bud Crawford,
okay, so why don't you give Spence a shot?
because the way I analyze the fight. Okay, you know how Earl says with all his opponents. What does he say? He says, "Look, I'm going to fight your fight." Porter, I'm gonna fight. He wants to slug it out. I'm gonna slug it out. He says with Garcia, I'm gonna box it out. He's in there with an opponent that don't have no style. Bud's coming into that ring. He can't say that about Bud because Bud don't have no style. Bud is gonna adapt to whatever the hell you doing. So he can't even say I'm gonna do A, B, or C.
Oh, I see. So you're basically saying that there's no fight that you saw in Spence that would
Yep.
say,
Marty, I'm gonna come right back on. I got this phone's acting. I'm gonna come right back on, Marty.
okay, you got it, no problem.
Uh,
I keep telling, I got it. Let me see something real quick. Okay, yeah. It's that Boost Mobile, G man. That's why I keep telling y'all that Boost Mobile. You see what
There
I'm
you
talking
go. Yeah. He's got to upgrade to at least Cricket Wireless or something. I think their plan is like $5 more, but come on, you can make it happen.
about? I see. Now, G man, you're a Crawford fan. You heard what a fellow Crawford fan just said. He's not giving Spence not even a shot to win this fight. Do
Well,
you
I don't
give
agree with.
Spence a shot?
No, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, he can see it his way, but I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a very close fight. And I think Crawford is going to catch Spence late, just like he always does in late rounds. He's going to adjust better than Spence, and he's going to find a way to get in there and TKO Spence as well. I'm thinking like 9, 10, 11, somewhere in between there.
I got you. I had a question for you about that. And listen, here's the thing, y'all. I don't mind if people believe that Crawford's going to win. I don't mind if people believe that Spence is going to win. Everybody have their own perspective. So, when I ask you questions, it's not about trying to change your perception of who's going to win. It's not even important. What I want to ask you though is, can you name at least one fight that Crawford fought that makes you believe that in that performance that he's going to dominate in the later rounds, when he fights Spence?
Yeah, it's John Porter. And I got a question for you as well, but I'm going to answer yours first. John
So
Porter.
Sean Porter, the Sean Porter fight.
Yep.
Got you. Go ahead, shoot your question.
I got one question, and this is respectfully. Like on your channel, I see like you're going after Crawford quite a bit. Like video after video after video. Crawford should do this. Crawford should do that. Crawford needs to do this. Crawford didn't do this. Like, and I don't say this disrespectfully, but what is your obsession with Terrence Bud Crawford, Manager Marty?
Oh, I think that's a very great question. And the viewership, right when you was a G man, right when you were saying it, the viewership just started increasing exponentially. I mean, as soon as you drop those words. So I'm now glad that I have a larger audience now. Your question to me was, what is my obsession with Crawford?
Yes.
All right. Let me say this to you. We have women watching me right now live in living color, and they're going to watch the replay of this live. And some of them are in the chat as we speak. And I don't have to qualify this, but I'm only going to do this because we have women watching us right now.
Fair enough.
I love women, and I am attracted to women. I am never going to be obsessed with no man. In fact, let me reframe that by saying I'm never going to be obsessed with a woman or a man. But to answer your question, I am not obsessed with no Terrence Crawford. I'm not obsessed with any man. So when people say Blue Blood Sports TV used the word obsessed when he said I was obsessed with him. You know what's funny to me? When men ask men about a man being obsessed with another man, that's interesting to me. Now, you're saying the word obsessed, and when you use the word obsessed, it has a certain connotation that's attached to it. That's the only reason why I'm talking about my attraction to women. Now, I don't have to qualify that because the ladies know what time it is with me. Ain't no doubt about it. What I'm saying to you is this. I think that Crawford fans are more obsessed with the fact that I produce content on Crawford. I didn't say you were obsessed with me as a
Okay.
man. I'm saying you're obsessed with the fact that I am creating content with Crawford's name in my title. Now, you said something a few seconds ago, and I love the way you said this. You said that I tell Terrence Crawford what he should do, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, yeah, it's in your titles. I mean, we just gotta scroll through your titles.
Now, I'm glad you said that. Can you name at least one thing, G-Man, that I recommended that Terrence Bud Crawford do?
I don't even remember, but I mean, I remember the titles of the videos. I did watch your videos, but I don't remember the details.
All right, great. Did you ever hear me say that Terrence Bud Crawford should get reputable representation in negotiations to fight Spence? Did you ever hear me
Yeah,
say
you
that?
did. Yeah, you did say that.
You heard me say that. Okay. Did you ever hear me say that Terrence Bud Crawford should sign a multi-fight deal with PBC to get the fight with Spence? Did you hear me say that?
I think I heard you say that. Yeah.
You heard me say that. Did you hear me say that when I met Terrence Bud Crawford in person at the Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia fight, that I told Terrence Bud Crawford, if Bob Arum is the one standing in the way for you to get this fight, don't resign with Top Rank. Did you hear me say that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, great. Well, I
I
did
didn't hear
say
that
that.
part. Okay.
Okay, great. You didn't hear it, but I did say that on YSM
I'll
Sports
take your
Media.
word for it.
Okay,
I'll take
great.
your word for it.
Okay, great. I said it on YSM Sports Media's channel when he first interviewed me last summer. My story when I met Crawford and had a conversation with Terrence Crawford. Since you said you're taking my word for it, I'm gonna add that to the list. Those three things that I just asked you about, two of them you said you heard me say. All three of those things that I just asked you about. Terrence Bud Crawford getting representation to negotiate on his behalf to secure the fight with Spence. Terrence Crawford signing a multi-fight deal with PBC to secure the fight with Spence. And Terrence Crawford not re-signing with Bob Arum. Those three things that you said that you gave me, you said you're gonna take my word for the third one. You acknowledged that you heard me say, recommending these steps for Bud to secure the fight with Spence.
Okay.
Let me ask you this question. Did he do all three of those things, G-Man?
I don't know about the representation, but the other two, yes.
Okay, great.
What new representation did he have? He's still his own boss.
I, I didn't ask you about that. We could talk about him
Okay.
being his own boss. That's fine. What I'm talking about is the fact that did he do those three things, yes or no?
Two of the three things, not the representation part.
Well, he had to do the
That's still the
representation
same.
part. Huh?
That's still the same. Maybe he changed his lawyers. I don't know. But I
Okay.
mean, unless you want to help
All
me
right, great.
understand that.
So Great. So let's just use the 2 out of 3 that you say. What is the issue with manager Marty if the things I represent, the things that I represented in the videos about Crawford, he actually did it. I represented and recommended him to do these things, at least 2 out of the 3 that you say. He did it. So what is the problem with the
Here's
content?
here's
He
my
did
issue
it.
with that. Right? Here's my issue with the content. Like again, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just giving you my opinion. So your last 18 out of 20 videos or 19 or something
You
are about
counted,
Terrence Crawford.
G-Man? Wait a minute. You counted? That sounds like an obsession to me. You
You
counted how many videos?
your last like I was scrolling through your list, your last 18, 19 videos that have Crawford in the title. So for me, you're a boxing fan, you're a boxing manager. You talk about boxing as a whole, but what about all the other fighters that there are? Now, are you basing this off of your fan base that you have on this channel? And to my knowledge, I'm just gonna give you a guess. Don't take this disrespectfully. I think you got a lot of Errol Spence fans that hate Terrence Crawford on this channel that come and watch you dissect Crawford's actions in ways that they feel like Crawford is the one who's been wrong this whole time. That's just my opinion.
You know what's interesting, G-Man? I love this. This is what I do. You just said that you believe that I'm obsessed with Crawford, but here it is. You proved my point of being obsessed with the content that I produce on Crawford that you counted. You counted 18 out of the
Hmm.
20 of the last videos. You counted. Sound like an
There's a
obsession to
reason
me,
for that.
brother.
There's a reason for that because I was trying to make my point to you.
But I'm just saying,
My point
it
about
sounds,
Crawford.
I got it. But it sounds like Crawford fans are more obsessed with my content on Crawford than I am of Crawford. Y'all counting.
If you feel that way, and
All right, then let me ask you
then
this
that's what it
question.
is.
Let me ask you this question. Because you had brought up Fanon's name on this channel before, a couple months ago when I was at
Yeah.
ATL. Let me ask you a question on that. Did you ever hear any content that Fanon did on Crawford?
He drops content on Crawford every day too. Like there's
Okay, how many
tons and tons
videos
of
did he
videos.
drop? Okay, great. How many videos in the last month
I
that he
mean,
dropped on Crawford?
every single live for the last like 2 or 3 months got Crawford or Spence in it.
All right, I got you, but I'm being specific now. How many videos did Fanon drop on Crawford in the last month?
I don't know the exact numbers for
You
him.
don't
We're not
know.
gonna
Okay, great.
break that
Okay,
argument for
great.
him.
Okay, great. Don't worry about it. Okay. BFTB. Excuse me. BFTB.
Another Crawford hater, and I'm not saying you
Okay,
are,
no
but
problem. Okay, no problem. You said BFTB is a Crawford hater. No problem. How many videos did
100%.
BFTB hold on. How
Go ahead,
many
my bad.
videos how many videos did BFTB publish about Crawford in the last month?
I don't know the exact number like I did with your
You
channel.
don't know the exact. Hold on.
No,
I got something for you. Do
go
you
ahead.
know Knockout Boxing 86 TV? You familiar with him?
Yeah, Tank fanboy. I know.
Okay, you brought his name up on my platform before. How many videos did he drop about Terrence Bud Crawford in the last month?
Not sure. Not sure.
Huh?
Not sure.
G-Man, you are proving my point. In other words,
Because I
is
didn't present this
no,
argument to them.
G-Man, we can sing at the same time, but we can't talk at the same time. I got it from here. I got you. I'm gonna let you get yours. Hold on.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I mentioned Fanon, BFTB, and Knockout Boxer 86 TV. These guys are legends in my eyes because they've been on YouTube as content creators. I don't know how long, but longer than I have. And they have a good fan base. They have good support and they have subscribers, more subscribers than me. My point is that the rules don't apply to them when it comes to Crawford content. Because you don't know how many videos Fanon did on Crawford in the last month. You don't know how many videos BFTB did on Crawford in the last month. You don't know how many videos did Knockout Boxing do on Crawford in the last month. But you were specific in your counting 18 out of 20 of my videos on Crawford.
There's a reason for that.
No, the reason for that is the same word that you use, obsession, bro. Because you can't count nobody else's, but all of a sudden the rules don't apply when it comes to manager Marty. You see my point, brother? So what's your reason?
because you directly target Terrence Crawford in your videos. You say Crawford needs to do this. Manager Marty gives Crawford advice. Like you do stuff like that, which is kind of a little bit more appealing to me than maybe like a Fanon or a BFTV where they would be like, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence or something like they include both names. Like you specifically go after Bud Crawford. I don't know what it is, but it's something. And I won't say
But you
obsessed because you said you're not obsessed with him. So I'll
come on,
take you
bro.
for your word.
I'm a
I'll
grown
take you
man.
for your word.
No man. You ain't got no choice but take my word. All the ladies know what time it is with me. I ain't got to prove that to you. What I'm trying to get you to see is that you're not applying the same rules to the other content creators that talk about Crawford. You only targeting me, counting how many videos I do. Sound like an obsession to me.
I mean, if that's what you think, man,
No, I'm going by your
that's on you,
actions.
man.
No, I'm going by your actions and your words. You said 18 out of 20 of my videos were specifically about Crawford. And I asked you, you counted? And you asked me a question of me being obsessed. So now I'm saying, okay, now that we clarified that I'm not, the only people that sound like obsessed with my channel, excuse me, with my channel, or at least my content, is Crawford fans.
I mean, I like your channel. You talk about, different stuff, not just like in your lives, you'll talk about like the manager, boxing, being a boxing manager and a referee and all that. So, I think you have a broad perspective to give to everybody. I think you kind of like limited towards this Terrence Crawford situation a little bit. I think you should kind of uh, use the versatility of your talents in the whole of boxing. That's what I think. And I have nothing against you or I'm not telling you what to do. It's just my opinion. That's all.
You're entitled to your opinion. You're not a content creator, are you?
No, I don't create content. No.
So you don't know anything about creating content.
Okay. Then do you box for a living?
No. Hold on
Do
for a
you box?
minute.
I mean, okay,
Hold
go
on for a
ahead.
minute. I see with the reverse psychology. You know when the gaslighting happened, I shut it down. Now,
Okay.
what I'm saying to you is this: you're not a content creator, but you are trying to tell a content creator how to create content. So to answer your question, I do not box for a living. But what you about to say? Go ahead. I know you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know you're gonna go ahead.
How are you going to sit here and tell
I
us
don't
that
box for a living. Go ahead.
Crawford needs to fight this? Crawford needs to do this to win. Spence needs to do this to win. You can't because you haven't boxed. You haven't stepped in the ring. I'm just like kind of matching your energy with what you were saying. Like if I haven't made content,
I'm not. A,
content,
I'm not a.
I shouldn't.
I was
So
an amateur boxer. I never fought for a
okay.
living.
So
But
that's
my
all, man. I mean, I
huh?
respect your hustle, man. Manager Marty. I respect your hustle. That's all.
No, I'm
I
cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with your respect. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is you're on my platform telling me what I should do, what I should not do. But you also, in the same breath, told me that I actually produce content from a broader perspective and I don't just talk about just one thing because I'm
you
versatile.
talk about
Also,
like the.
you said
Go
I
ahead.
was versatile. You said
Go
that I
ahead.
was versatile, right?
You are, yeah.
Thank you. So if you recognize my versatility,
Mhm.
how can you then say in the same breath that most of my
Mhm.
content is just targeting Crawford?
Here's how, because your content does target Crawford, but I'm talking about versatile as far as understanding the licenses in boxing, being a boxing judge, being a boxing referee, because you've experienced that, right? You have those credentials, so that's what I'm talking about. Like you've shared that knowledge. I've heard you share it on Fanon's channel. You were on there before, all that type of stuff. But I'm talking specifically with your channel. I think you're targeting Terrence Crawford, and I think his team knows the channels that on YouTube that attack him,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
don't like him.
yeah. Hey,
So
G man. Hey, G man. The only thing I agree with you that you just said is that his team know about this channel. I
they
agree
know
with
all
you.
about you guys. Yeah.
But guess what? When Terrence Crawford did that tweet, he said for nine in boxing, he go, he ain't say my name in it.
You were
They ain't
you
called
you
me
were
out yet.
you were calling out blue blood at that time.
I don't
You
care who
weren't.
I
You
was
weren't.
calling out. If they seen my content about Crawford, ain't none of them on his team called Manager Marty name out yet. You want to know why? You want to know
I know
why they
why,
ain't
but
called
go
me
ahead.
out?
I don't.
Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll hear your answer.
Salute to my man Ricky Williams. What's up, baby? There's two reasons why they ain't call me out. The first reason is because you know why? I never said nothing personally negative about Terrence Crawford. Now you said you counted 18 of my last 20. You can't find no content that I produce on Crawford where I mentioned anything personally about him or attacked him or disrespected that man.
You
And the
did.
second hold on. And the second reason why is because everybody in Crawford's camp know everything that I said about Crawford is true.
Well, you did disrespect him because you called him a duck. I think that's attacking him. So
I did what?
you called Terrence Crawford a duck.
Terrence Ball
That's
Crawford
an
called
attack.
himself a, but Terrence Ball
That's an
Crawford called
attack.
himself a duck. Well, but Terrence Ball Crawford himself admitted that he ducked. And
I don't know
even
what
you
you're
know
talking
that,
about. I don't know
huh?
what you're talking about, man. I don't know
He
what you're
fought.
talking about.
Hey man, you already admitted before that Terrence Ball Crawford and BLK Prime and the rest of them over there had their hand in taking David Evanesian off of a card that he was scheduled to fight on November the 19th in another country when all he had to do was do the same thing he did just now and sign the contract to fight Spence. But he didn't do that. And even
That's
you
not
agreed
true
to that.
because Crawford is I don't know the facts, but he supposedly got a better deal, a 50-50 deal. You know
How you
that's what
know?
you're hearing too. Come on now,
Look,
man. So
look,
you're
how
gonna
you
just
know?
deny that?
How you know he got a 50-50 deal?
We can say how you know for everything, right? Because boxing
No, but
is
I'm
kind of
asking
sometimes
you
about
specifically.
speculation. How do I
Hold on.
know?
I'm
I'll tell
asking
you
you,
how.
G-Man, relax. I'm asking you specifically, G-Man, because what you just said out of your mouth. You see what I'm saying?
Mike Coppinger reported it, and I know you don't believe in it.
Now, you know Mike Coppinger is not a credible source on this channel. I told you that by the phone booth.
Yeah, but I'm telling you how I know.
No problem.
That's how I know.
You know what's interesting to me? Do you believe Terrence Crawford words when he speaks?
I know where this is going, man.
Hello,
I don't want to
is
take
my
that
mic
route.
on? Hello, is my mic on?
I don't want to take that route, man.
No. I'm just
I'm
asking
not
you a
taking
yes or
this
no
route, man.
question. I'm just asking you a
I
yes or
don't
no
know.
question.
I don't know about Terrence Crawford enough to answer that.
When Terrence Crawford speak words out of his mouth, as a fan of his, do you believe the guy?
I should, because I'm a fan.
He's not answering the question. He's gaslighting again. Okay, let me ask you a different way. When Terrence Bud Crawford told you and told the world in November of 2022 on his IG Live that he negotiates on his own behalf and talked to the big wigs and he talked to the big dogs himself at the table. You heard him say that, right?
Yeah, I heard him say that. Yeah.
You believe him when he said that? What the heck is going on with my
I
microphone? My
do. Yeah.
lavalier. Hello, testing, test. My
I
lavalier.
believe him. I'll play your game. I believe him.
No. I don't play games. I'm a grown man. I ain't playing games. I'm asking you a direct question. Yes or no? Do you
I
believe him?
believe him.
Great. So you believe the guy. So if you believed him when he told the world that he talked directly to the bigwigs and negotiate on his own behalf, because that was his whole point of showing that Errol Smith is not his own boss. How can you say to me that he did that he already had representation? Because that's what you said in the beginning of this segment. How can you say that at the same time?
Every fighter has lawyers and representation, man.
I didn't
Maybe
ask
not a
you about
promoter.
every fighter. You see the gaslighting tactics y'all do? I asked
I
you a
mean, you're trying to pin
specific
me to a
question.
corner, man. You're trying to pin me to a corner. You want an answer in a certain way, so you can
No,
go
no,
along with
no.
that.
You try.
Come on
Listen,
now.
I
Come on.
already destroyed the last Crawford fan that tried to use that against me. I'm just asking you a direct question. You said you believe when the man speak as a fan. You just said that.
Let me
You
plead the fifth on that.
why? You're a Crawford fan.
Because I gotta get back to work, man. I'm not ducking you. I'm not ducking no smoke.
Oh yes, my
I'm at
brother.
work.
Oh,
You
that
don't
truth.
believe me? I'm working, man.
Hey, I'm working too. I'm working right
Well,
now
yeah,
too.
yeah, but your job is what you're doing right now. I
Oh,
gotta
that
get back to
truth.
work. I'm not ducking. I'm not ducking.
Oh, that truth hit you hard, G man.
No, man, it's not like that. Hey,
Oh
let me
yeah.
know when you want to debate Rick later, though.
Now
I
don't
don't know if
bring
you're
Rick.
serious.
Don't try to bring. Don't try to bring Rick Glaze in this now. Don't try to bring. We ain't got nothing to Rick Glazer. He don't want none of this. He don't got nothing to do with this. Oh, you gonna run? I see you, brother. It's all good. I ain't mad at you, bro.
I ain't gotta run, man, but I gotta get back to work.
All right,
I
you
gotta
got
get.
it, G man. Got to go. Let me get these super chats because I don't want to. I've been making them wait for too long. I apologize, y'all. The luxurious brand. One more time. Salute. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Again, thank you, my Philly native. What fights was he analyzing? Who did Bud fight to compare to the truth? Who did Bud adapt to and which was difficult? That was from the luxurious brand. I appreciate your support, my fellow Philly native. Oh, my main man, Ricky Williams. I already saluted him in the building. Thanks for your contribution and your support, Rick. Always a pleasure, my brother. Ricky says the truth is disrespect to these folks. I have to totally agree with you. As the viewership is increasing exponentially, Ricky, I agree with you 100%. When you tell Crawford fans the truth, and instead of them acknowledging the truth, they do two things. They either gaslight or they reverse psychology. That's it. And every time a person does that with me, as you all know, I'm going to shred them to pieces. And to the point where they got there all of a sudden now, people got to go to work. People got to do this. People phone acting up. Yeah, I know. That truth hitting you hard. Salute, Young World. Always a pleasure to see you, man. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, Young World. Young World says, salute, Manager Marty. Salute, G-Man. G-Man is Gary from BFTB's channel. Haha, salute to the chat. That was from my guy, Young World. Thank you so much, Young World. You see, the thing is this. The man, G-Man, Gary, he turned around and counted all these videos. He said the 18 of the last 20 that I did on Crawford. Y'all heard his words, right? And I said, you counted? Terrence Buck Crawford fans are counting how many videos I do? That's amazing to me. I asked him about BFTB, For9, and Knockout Boxing. I asked him, did you hear them talk about Crawford on their channels? He said yes. I said, how many videos did they do on Crawford in the last 30 days? He doesn't know. But he was specific in how many videos I did on Crawford. But yet he accused me of being obsessed with Crawford by asking me, what is my obsession with Crawford? The question becomes now, what is Bud Crawford fans' obsession with my content about Crawford? Because y'all not counting nobody else's content when it comes to Crawford. You're only doing this to Manager Vardy. When, in the same breath, G-Man admitted that the things that I said on my channel about Terrence Crawford that I recommended that he do, Crawford did it. He didn't resign with Top Rank. He signed a multi-fight deal with PBC. And guess what he did? He went and got reputable representation. What the problem be? So, the only reason I'm talking about Bud on this channel through the live broadcast is because I created an entire segment called Nip It in the Bud, where I allowed Terrence Bud Crawford fans an opportunity to come onto the platform live, unscripted, to render their verdict or to answer some questions that I have for them as Bud Crawford fans, because we need answers, and to allow them to ask me questions and to render any comments that they would have toward me. Now, when it comes down to the other piece of content with regards to my published content, here's a fun fact. Let me show my face because I like showing my face. I got to show my face when I talk about this. Here's a fun fact that Crawford fans are not including in their element of calculating how many videos I do on Crawford. Every video, and y'all can check the timeline, every video that I have done on Terrence Bud Crawford was a reaction video based on something that Crawford said or something that Crawford did. And if you look at the timeline from October of 2022 until today, since I've had my channel, Crawford has said and done more than any other fighter in the sport of boxing. That is a fact. And that's why I am not the only content creator who talks about Crawford more than any other fighter, because I am reacting to what Crawford says and what Crawford does. And what do I do in my reaction? I provide a business perspective. And apparently it worked, because we are all getting the fight we all were dying to see between Crawford and Spence. I'm just saying, how can you even hate that? In other words, is the content that I've produced about Crawford have produced results, and everybody wins. Crawford wins because he's going to get the biggest payday of his career, not just once, but twice, at least twice. Spence wins because he get to live his lifelong dream of having the opportunity to become undisputed in the welterweight division, something that he's talked about for the last several years that he wanted to accomplish. And guess who else wins? All of us as fans of the sport of boxing. Everybody wins. And so that's the great thing about it. So every time, look, Crawford done more interviews than any other fighter in the last, since I've been on YouTube, since October, Crawford's done more interviews than any other fighter. That's facts. And the man only fought one time since October of 2022, since I've been on YouTube. The man only fought one time, but he's got more interviews that he has produced than any other fighter in the last 7 months. Think about that, y'all. So when you want to criticize the content about Crawford, go tell him to stop doing certain things. Go run over there and tell him and his team to stop saying certain things that incriminate them, that make them look crazy, that make people scratch their head about why Crawford say that. Why is Crawford doing that? Go run into, if you're a Crawford fan, go on his Instagram and go whatever platform he got, go run and tell him to stop. Because I'm going to keep my foot. Y'all already know. Right there. You already know it. Keep my foot on the neck. Y'all already know how I am. If you don't know, now you know. Salute another Terrence Bud Crawford fan who's more knowledgeable and respectful and wiser than any other Crawford fan that I've ever talked to on this channel. And that's my guy, Gregory Quarterbomb. Thanks for your support and your contribution, Greg. Good morning, Manager Marty. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Oh, you missed a lot of education, entertainment, Mr. Greg. And I encourage you to go back into the replay of this live, Mr. Greg, because you're going to get a kick out of the last Terrence Bud Crawford fan or fellow Crawford fan that just skated out the back door. What's up, D. Mitchell? D. Mitchell Group. I cooked you last time you was on here, D. Mitchell. And now I see you in the chat saying that I have a deep hate for Crawford. D. Mitchell, you're more than welcome to come back on, brother. Don't make me fly the kite in the chat, brother. Don't make me send that link out again, brother. Don't make me do it, brother. But anyway, the bottom line is, I don't understand why people have a problem with me reacting to Crawford. You see, they don't give nobody else, no other content creator, get their videos counted on how many videos they do on Crawford. If what's good for the goose got to be good for the gander. If you're going to count Manager Marty videos to see how many videos I did on Crawford, you got to do that to every other content creator that talk about Crawford. If you don't do that, then that means you're targeting Manager Marty. And I'm okay with it. It's all education, entertainment purposes. But what I'm saying is, what's the issue? We all got the results We're looking for. Now, G-Man says something that's interesting. G-Man said that he believes that Terrence Crawford's team has watched videos that were unfavorable towards Crawford, including mine. And I did say I agree with him. I believe that too. If that's the case, do you think that Crawford learned something about the business of boxing? Or Crawford's team learned something about the business of boxing that they didn't know before encountering my channel? Who knows? But I do know this. Each and every last one of you that's watching this live right now, or watching the replay of this live right now, I know it, that you've learned at least one thing about the sport and or the business of boxing in the last 7 months since I've been on YouTube when you encounter this channel. I know that to be a fact. So do that mean I got to stop rolling the tape on Crawford? No. I'm going to continue to provide. Salute to my family, D-Town Boxing. Hey, what's up, Brian Brad? I see you. I'm going to continue to provide education and entertainment for all of you. Want to know why? Let me do this for my new audience that just came in, because I want to thank everybody because of this right here. Because it's because of you all. Overall now, this is in 7 months now, overall, and that might not be a big deal to some people because their channels are much larger than mine. But as the YouTube rookie, I want to tell you that I appreciate your viewership from the bottom of my heart. Whether you agree with me or not, whether you like me or not, whether you learn something or not, whether you take it with you or not, bottom line is 600,000 views overall based on the content of this channel is because of you. And I want to say thank you to each and every last one of you. Thank you so, so very much. Appreciate it. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the last piece of this segment. I've already played it. I'm going to play it again because we got to talk about it just for a few, and I'll let you all go. I want to know, what weight is Canelo Alvarez going to fight Jermall Charlo at? I just want to know what weight they're going to fight at. Because we've heard, some of us that was here a little earlier, I'm about to replay it, roll the tape again. We've heard Charlo have a one-on-one FaceTime with Demetrius Andrade about a week and a half ago. Let me play just a few seconds of it. Thank you. Another day one supporter of my boxing family, Mr. Aaron H. Muhammad. Thank you so much for your support and your contribution to the channel. Aaron H. Muhammad says, Manager Marty, if these people were true Bud fans, they would want Bud to improve in areas where it would make him better. There is no recognition of their feelings interfering with his growth. Thank you so much, Aaron. I totally agree with everything that you said, and I appreciate your support and your contribution and your feedback as always, Aaron. And you're absolutely correct. I mean, there shouldn't be a reason for Bud fans to have an issue with the content if the content, whether it be unfavorable to them, if the content is actually benefiting Crawford. So yes, a lot of content is about Crawford, but Crawford is allowing content creators to react off of things he's saying and do, because he's done a lot in the last 7 months since I've been on YouTube, and he said a lot. He had more interviews than any other fighter. So of course I'm going to have more content on him. Hello. But anyway, their feelings should not interfere with his growth. Very well stated, Mr. Aaron. Very, very, very well stated. Matthew Thomas, thank you for your contribution again. Always a pleasure, my brother, and your support. Matthew says, truth hurt feelings. The truth will set you free. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Matt. So this is Charlo talking to Demetrius Andrade or Andrade. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's talking to Demetrius in a FaceTime a week and a half ago. It's published on YouTube, and they were actually trying to talk about fighting, trying to negotiate a fight between one another. But let's hear what Charlo had to say about the weight that he initiated. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
Let's go to 65. I could do 65 sounds reasonable. 65, like no weight division. We can do 10 rounds. You want to do 10 rounds? Yeah. I bet that can fuck with me in 10 rounds.
All right, so that was Jermall Charlo. And he was actually initiating that him and Demetrius fight in a 10-round fight at 165 pounds. Now, we already know that Jermall Charlo is the excuse me, is the middleweight champion of the world, right? And he's not trying to compete at 160 against Demetrius because Demetrius Andrade in his last fight on Showtime, I think that was at 168. So apparently, my question would be, what is the weight clause for Canelo to fight Charlo? Because Canelo is not moving all the way down to 160. We already know that. He's no way he's going to make that weight. He's just no way. He's not going to be able to go down in that weight. So what are they going to fight at 165? We already know Canelo holds the titles at 168. Are they going to meet at a catch weight? And if they meet at a catch weight, my question would be, what is the purpose of this fight? If they're fighting at a catch weight and none of the titles are on the line, at 160 for Charlo and or the 168 titles, super middleweight for Canelo, what is the purpose of both of these guys fighting? Now, it will be a great opportunity for Jermall to make the biggest bag of his career because, of course, he's fighting Canelo and they're fighting in September. And I believe that's a Mexican Heritage Month or week. I know Cinco de Mayo is in May, and I think Mexican Heritage is in September. Bottom line is the whole crowd and the whole entire country of Mexico is going to support Canelo. So they both are definitely going to make big money. So that's going to be good for Charlo as well. The issue I have is not just the weight. The issue I have is the fact that Charlo has been inactive for the last, 2 years? So for him coming back after a 2-year hiatus to fight Canelo, I don't think that's a good look timing-wise. Business-wise, yes, because he's going to secure the biggest bag of his career, money-wise. But timing-wise, and having an opportunity to win the fight after a 2-year layoff against a guy in Canelo who has been active for the last several years. The last 2 years that Charlo has not been active, Canelo has been active. And so I have a little bit of issue with the timing of that. Now, if Charlo fights somebody reputable to get that ring rust off of him and get some rounds in a professional bout and get a full training camp in, then I can see him coming back and fighting Canelo. But to just come out the gate at the 2-year hiatus to fight Canelo, who's already a skilled fighter, who is a world champion, undisputed at 168, and who has been active for the last 2 years, I just don't see that being a good look for Charlo to win. I'm not saying he's not going to win. I'm just saying, I'm not saying he's not going to win. I'm just saying it's going to be an uphill, it's already going to be an uphill battle anyway, because he's fighting Canelo. But coming off a 2-year layoff, I just don't like it as far as the timing, is concerned. As he just, get a little tune-up in real quick. Somebody reputable, not an Uber driver, not a transit bus operator or a driver. No. Not the mailman. No disrespect to those professions or professionals. I'm just saying, though, I just don't like the timing of him coming off a layoff. If this is his first fight with with Canelo, this is what we're hearing. This is what reports are saying. So I'm just going by the reports. Things can change. But I'm just saying, we know Canelo signed a 2-fight deal, or at least a 3-fight deal, multi-fight or 3-fight deal, with PBC. So if this is their first fight together, I would like for Charlo to be a little bit more active. Just get one more good fight in. Not against somebody where, they can really like knock him out or somebody quick. Because in the 160-pound division, it's like it's a little slim right now. I wouldn't even mind if Charlo fought Demetrius, and then the winner of that fight Canelo. And I wouldn't mind them fighting at a catchweight, like they said, 165, where Charlo and Demetrius Andre can fight each other at a catchweight. Whoever wins, winner fight Canelo. Whoa. Moderators, where y'all at? Your moderators got to get to work now. That's why I gave y'all the wrench. Somebody just used the N-word in the chat. I love and respect y'all in the chat, but we cannot use that. You can't use the N-word, all right? I'm not telling nobody to get blocked. Nobody deserves to get blocked for it. Nobody deserves to get blocked for it. I'm just making everybody aware when it comes to the chat now. We got to be respectful, all right? We have ladies that's in the chat. We have women watching us all around the world now, men. All right? So no N-word. We can't offend anyone's race. And no, oh my gosh, what's the name of that? That emoji. That it says the word meat in the chat with that emoji. As men, we can't speak like that. We have women watching us. We have women that's in the chat. All right. Nobody deserves to get blocked for it. I'm just saying that the word meat with that emoji next to it, we can't. I don't really allow that. The N word, I don't really allow that. All right. We got to be respectful to the ladies. All right. So that's basically what I was saying about, Charlo, fighting Canelo. Let him fight Demetrius or somebody else. I mean, Demetrius, that'll be a good fight. And let the winner fight Canelo, business-wise, because whoever fight Canelo, whether it be Charlo or Demetrius, they both gonna get a big bag. But I'm just saying, we've seen Demetrius fight on Showtime a few months ago. So he is gaining some traction with a new audience. We already know how Jermall is on Showtime. So he already has a built-in audience on Showtime. We already know who Canelo is, built-in audience and a country behind him. So this will be a good fight business-wise for both guys. But I want to know what weight are they going to fight at? Because if they're not going to fight at 160, which I doubt, because Canelo is not making that weight, and they're not going to fight at 168, then what weight are they going to fight at? Now, it will be nice if they can fight at a catch weight, Canelo and Charlo. That way, it don't matter who lose, they both can still keep their titles. But at the same time, we just want to see a fight as boxing fans. You know what I mean? And so that's what it's all about. All right? And that's all my verdict is rendered on this. We're going to cook more on this. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said the report I read said 168. So they are going to fight at 168 pounds. So that means that Jermall Charlo is fighting Canelo at the actual super middleweight division weight. And on top of that, basically the belts are definitely going to be on the line then. But I still think he needs to fight because and that's my point. So y'all just heard Jermall initiate to Demetrius, let's fight at a catch weight at 65. We already know Demetrius' last fight was at 168. You see what I'm saying? So why is he initiating a catch weight with Demetrius, but then he's going to go up to fight Canelo at 68? He might not be able to make the weight. That's possible. He might be at a certain weight now when he was talking to Andre where he don't have to go up too much. Bottom line is he's the 160-pound champion. So this will be a good look for him to be able to accomplish that goal in another weight division to fight Canelo. But he definitely cannot fight Canelo and expect to win fighting Canelo for all the belts at 168 without fighting a reputable opponent before that. I would say 2, but I don't think that's realistic enough because Canelo just signed a 3-fight or at least a multi-fight deal with PBC. So he's not going to wait for Charlo to fight 2 fights first. That's not how business works. But I do think he needs to fight at least a reputable fighter as a tune-up before fighting Canelo, who's been active in the last 2 years. I just wanted to render that verdict on that. And with that being said, I want to say thank each and every last one of you for joining me live today, for participating in the chat, for your viewership, for your contributions, for your support. I hope that you learned at least one thing about the sport and or the business of boxing that you did not know before you encountered the content today. I hope that you were entertained today, and I hope that you will be back this upcoming week. Now, the time is going to change a little, and I will keep you all posted on that. But tune in live on another episode of Roll the Tape Podcast with Manager Marty. I will keep you all posted on that as far as the time this week. But just know that Saturday, next Saturday technically, I will be here 10 a.m. sharp. But before Saturday though, either Tuesday or Friday during the day, I'm going to produce another live. I will let you know as the week progresses, but just know that I'm working things around the schedule, and we all gonna come and have fun every time you join the broadcast. And I hope you all have fun today. I thank you for donating and investing your time with me today. I appreciate it. It is my birthday weekend. I wasn't gonna say nothing about it, but it is my birthday weekend. My birthday is actually on Tuesday, and myself, I cannot leave him out. My birthday and my son's birthday. He shares the same name as me as well. Both of our birthdays was on the same day and the same date. I said the same day and the same date. Isn't that something? I was born on a Wednesday and he was born on a Wednesday. Same date. Isn't that only God can do something like that? So yeah, he's my miracle child. I call him my birthright son, actually. He's my birthright son. Both of our birthdays are on the same day, but this is my birthday. This is my birthday week. So that's why I don't know exactly how I'm gonna fit all that in, but I'm going to do a live this week, even if I got to do it for an hour during the week, in the daytime. I'm gonna do a live again. Just believe that I miss you all. I love doing this. I love being around you all, and I appreciate your support. I think somebody just gave me a super chat real quick. Yep, Young World. I just saw you. Thank you so much again for your contribution and your support, Young World. Young World says, for the channel, my good brother, keep doing what you do, family. Hashtag Roll the tape. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate y'all. I might even come on here on my birthday real quick on Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'll let y'all know. But yeah, I hope y'all had fun today. I did, but I got so many things planned. Man, I've been having fun Friday, Saturday. Now I got to go have some more fun today. I'm running a little late too, but it's all good. And so yep. So thank you all that's wishing me a happy birthday in the chat. I appreciate it so very much. Uh, and I'll let my son know too as well. Appreciate all of you. Look forward to seeing you. So in the community posts and on the what do you call this thing here? I'm on StreamYard. I'll fly the live. You know how you schedule it? I'll schedule it so y'all all can be aware too. And in the community post, I'll put a little text in there so y'all all will know in advance when I'm going live. All right. Much love and support to all of you all. Thank you for your contribution and your viewership today. And I look forward to seeing you all on another episode of Roll the Tape Podcast with Manager Marty. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. God bless you.